welcome to another episode of MathisonTalks, where we discuss tech and everything in between. My name is Mike Vega, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mariano. Hello, Mariano.
Hi, Mike. A pleasure to be here as always.
Thank you. Quick note, we would love to hear your comments as we're always checking our Twitter and LinkedIn at MathisonTalks. This episode has been sponsored by Mathison Projects, Inc., a web development company. We're actually holding a contest for free web development, so if you're interested, check out our socials for Mathison Projects, Inc. Today, we'll be talking about the dark web, particularly about the markets within the dark web and all the services one can render for nefarious black hat purposes. We now have entered the age of the dark web gig economy. In an article by Forbes written by Samil Saeed, the CEO of Entirety, he states, freelance, temporary, and flexible jobs are a noticeable component of our modern economy, and so employer names like Upwork, Uber, Lyft, Fiverr, and many others are as common as traditional jobs now. In technology specifically, we always had freelance developers as well. Those same economic factors, however, have created a little-known gig economy for technological skills that include cyber hacking and cyber crime. So we all know what the dark web is, but I kind of wanted to go a little bit deeper on what the dark web offers. So we're going to go down a little list and kind of highlight specific things that one could purchase on the dark web from the gig freelancers. So the first on the list is you could simply find a way to hack a website. If you're looking to buy a hack of a site or web service, this might set you back only a couple of $100. Need those admin credentials or data, and you simply have to double that amount.
Yes, Mike, this is potentially dangerous because we have a very common practice today called phishing. So everything between you and the server you are trying to reach is public, so people can reach the server, not only your machine, the server, and get your credentials or server's credentials directly from the source. So hackers doesn't need to hack your computer. They will hack a server and get a ton of username, a ton of password. So you need to be safe, and your company or your server provider needs to be secure as well.
Yeah, right. And then also, have it obviously secured, because you can do all of this, and this kind of we're able to transition to the next on the list, which is target a phone or computer. So you can be secure, but if somebody has nefarious intent to want to target, it's very easy to target someone personally. So in that same vein, you can also find a way, somebody that's able to target a phone or computer. So if you're looking, let's say, to get to a specific computer or smartphone, a little phishing, which, or even payload files or even ransomware will get the job done. And it's available for any platform.
Yes, and we tend to think that we are not important because who will want my birthday party photos or my account if I have, $100 in my account. But you're maybe not the goal. You're only a mean to reach somebody else, and you need to be secure, and your server should be secured, and you need to take care of what information you have on the cloud or in servers to get better protected.
Mm-hmm. And let's say you don't want to target a phone or computer, rather you want to target a person. You can actually do so on the dark web, because this attack incurs perhaps the most effort, so prices vary accordingly. However, you can buy a whole lot of trouble for the target of your choice. Services rendered can result in legal problems, reputation problems, or financial compromise for the victim. A recent example of this type of targeting is the latest rumored high-profile compromise alleged to be a hack by underground 4chan users into the iClouds of various celebrities. And let's not forget, political as well, because we have seen a lot of political targets of them personally. So, this could be taken as somebody as a purchase from the dark web.
Yes, actually, when this episode is talking about not your computer, but servers as it a whole. So if hackers finds a breach, they will get as much information as they can, might log information there to get a ransom for that. And they might lead to public people, politicians, famous actors, sport stars, or whatever. And that this can be photos or documents or a lot of information that is confidential, actually.
Right. And, shifting gears, record manipulation. And I remember when I was in school, if I had, let's say, a C in a subject, I always thought, I wish there was a way, I could go in and change it to an A, right? So in the same vein, you could do this, you could hire a freelance hacker to pretty much change any sort of records that you need. And it doesn't have to be school. For example, there's social engineering and technological compromise that, which could be your ticket. Obviously, official school transcripts, address verifications, and any number of records can be changed as requested.
Yes, actually, Alex Hyde in a previous episode says with enough time, everything can be hacked. So think on COVID pandemic and the vaccination certificates. So a lot of people doesn't want to vaccinate, but they need the certificate. So you can go and buy this certificate on the it's illegal. And you said that already, but you can buy this on the dark web. You can get a freelancer to enter and change your registry from not vaccinated to vaccinated or something like that. It's very dangerous to mess with these things, and it's illegal again, but you will get this kind of service on the dark web.
Mm-hmm. Another thing you could find on the dark web are email hacks. So just because, you think, oh, I'm safe with my password, if somebody wanted to get in, they could easily hack your email, because there are many ways to get into an average email account. I mean, you can buy the service along with the choice of quietly spying in an account, simply access, or creating copies of all the data inside of a mailbox content. The infamous hack in 2016 of then presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's emails may have cost her the presidency. So that just goes to show you how destructive email hacking could be.
Yes, considering they are attacking the server, and you should change your password regularly, as we speak in a previous episode, and also use the two-factor authentication to protect your email account. But if the hacker breaks on the server, they will get the username and password and factor authentication, everything they need to access your email and everything you have, and use your email as a shuttle to another email, to a transport, to a different accounts, to reach your contacts and to send phishing mails to get their accounts numbers or whatever, because they are going to get the mails from a known account, and it's really tricky.
It's super tricky. I agree. Moving on, DDoS attacks. Now, we've all heard of the Reddit hug of death. And for those that don't know what the Reddit hug of death is pretty much when anybody posts a link on Reddit, because the site is so massive and there's such an influx of traffic, they pretty much DDoS the website. And it happens a lot, whether it's just a link in the comments or a link on the actual thread itself. It's described as the Reddit hug of death. Well, you can actually purchase that on the dark web, so to pretty much take anyone down. And you see it often with Twitch streamers, anybody that's streaming live. All they need to do is hire some of these bots, and they'll get taken down quickly. So what is a DDoS attack? It's a distributed denial of service. It's a type of cyber attack in which hackers render a network of computers unavailable to the users by flooding the targeted system with requests. You can typically choose to pay for targeted DDoS attacks in 1 hour time increments, and for as long as you want. Countless options abound as you can name your target, begin and end dates, and the level of attack bandwidth. And this has actually created a lot of various companies surrounded around DDoS protection, one of them being Cloudflare. I mean, it's pretty much industry standard that if you're going to have a website, to host its name servers on Cloudflare, because they offer some sort of DDoS level protection. So for those, web developers that are listening, Cloudflare is pretty standard in that regard.
Yes, what I would like to use as a metaphor when we talk about DDoS attacks is that you want to enter a website, that website have a door, and if you are want to go in on the right order, it will work just fine. But if thousands of people or millions of people wants to enter the same door at the same time, it will block the whole site, leading to massive loss of money, or the service drop. And as you said in Reddit, when Reddit has a link, might crash the site. So
right.
Yeah, they can use, and the important part of this is they can use any device, not only the device the hackers own, but any device with a malware virus or with a virus can be used as a replicator of this attack. So you might be participant without knowing in a DDoS attack if you don't protect your devices right.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Yeah, you have a door and it's like a 1,000 people trying to walk through the same doorway. It's just not going to happen. So, a lot of these bots, they focus on that aspect of the internet in which, a lot of websites are still running on only one server. We can get into a little bit more complicated, which, load balancing, which Amazon does, to where if there's too much traffic coming in, and then they switch the traffic over to another server. But a lot of those websites, let's say like GoDaddy or, they're those small business websites, they don't have that. So what ends up happening is if, your website is going to get targeted, it's very easy to take it down if you don't have those measures in place. So yeah, really good analogy there, Mariana.
Thank you. I remember when I started on internet, hackers should enter the site and crash it by themselves. But now they using these thousands of requests at the same time, they block the site, and it's pretty much the same thing, but with less work.
Right. Moving on to the next on the list, or rather the last one, is social attacks. And that's pretty much that you can hijack a targeted social account for the right price. Social media is huge right now. Influencers are huge, and you often see it, where somebody account gets taken off social media. A lot of it, like Alex Hyde said in our last podcast, he pretty much mentioned SIM swapping. So it's pretty much where you take out, the SIM, put it in your phone, and then you call the service provider and you say, hey, I got a new SIM. Can you transfer it over to my phone? And you give your old phone number. You probably provide some details, some easy details that they ask you for to prove that it's you when it's not you. And there you now have access to the account, because all you got to do is forgot password. You put in your phone number, which is now in your phone, and you just change your password of their account. And that happens. I mean, it's incredibly easy how it happens, because you really there's just social engineering involved.
Yes.
So yeah, hackers have been doing this for years, and against major corporations like Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch or YouTube, pretty much anywhere there's social media accounts available, and you can find people to hire somebody that will take this approach of social engineering and hack somebody's social media account.
Yes.
So that pretty much wraps up today's episode. I hope you guys had some insight. We love to hear your comments. So if you have any feedback, suggestions, or just want to comment on the subject, be sure to check out our Twitter at MathisonTalks. And we also have a Discord, don't forget. So if you'd like to join the discussion, you can find us at MathisonTalks.com/Discord. And don't forget to share, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.